Let's speak to Ron Delnevo, who's the chair of Payment Choice Alliance, a campaign to ensure the British public get the payment choices they deserve. Ron, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Ian.
Nice to have you with us. I mean, it is the direction of travel, but nobody has come out and said we are designing a world with no cash in it. I suppose it just would be seen as perhaps the inevitable direction of travel.
Well, there's nothing inevitable about it. The fact is, the Payment Choice Alliance asked the public in June through YouGov, and 71% of adults told us, that's over 40 million when you apply that percentage to the country, they wanted a payment choice law so that they could use their cash when and where they choose. So, yes, of course, some people find it convenient to always use Apple Pay or cards, but very few people want to lose cash as an option, and that's very important. And in terms of inevitability, look, there is a plan in place. The banks have been planning to close their branches and take away their ATMs for years, and they've been doing it. And it wouldn't suit the banks to have cash around because bank branches and ATMs are required to make cash available to their customers. So it was almost inevitable the banks would try and push us towards a cashless society. Unfortunately, the government, well, especially HM Treasury, seems to be collaborating in this, and that's not acceptable at all.
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter? Well, it matters on several different levels. Firstly, there's the issue of the millions of people who still only use cash and heavily depend on it. That doesn't include you and doesn't include me, but we should think of others sometimes, obviously. But on top of that, we have the whole issue of what most people want, and most people tell us they don't want to do without cash. There's also the issue of privacy and monitoring control, and we can see increasing monitoring control of our lives in our society, and not just in our society, in countries like China. And the direction of travel there is taking away our liberty, and that's not good. We also have issues to do with how small businesses will cope in a cashless society, because small businesses already get terrible deals from card schemes, and that will get worse for them if there's no cash to act as a competition for cards. So all in all, basically, the vast majority of people and the vast majority of businesses benefit from cash, but a very small minority interest, including the banks, want to get rid of it. And that's not good for the British public.
Of course, and there are practical considerations and implications for all of this, as you've rightly pointed out, Ron. There is another issue, of course, and that is about privacy, and that is about the relationship we have with the state and institutions. Yeah. And, of course, if everything goes digital and the whole world is in some kind of technological template, we know already, everything about you can be tracked if you use cards and the like, but this would take it to a whole new level. This would mean that the entire system is run out of your hands, as it were.
Absolutely. And, if we want a model for that society, look at China today. They say that, this monitoring control means that they'll be able to catch criminals more easily. But who decides who is a criminal? If a government can decide at whim anybody's a criminal and just switch them off from society, sure, which is exactly what happens in China today.
But we're not China, though, are we, Ron? I mean, there's lots of things China do. They kill people for cattle rustling over in China. There's all manner of horrible things that go on over there.
No, but we have more CCTV cameras than any other country in the world, sure, per head than China. So we're heading in that direction. But listen, I don't want to talk ominous at the moment. Let's just talk practical. At the moment, over 90% of people often or occasionally use cash. When we surveyed the public, only 3% said they never use cash. So essentially, this isn't a minority interest. This isn't just about people who don't understand apps and digital technology, or just the unfortunate poor people, or people who've got some kind of disability. All of those people deserve massive consideration. Yeah. But this is about the vast majority of the public. So, Rishi Sunak can say what he wants, but we know from talking to many Conservative MPs that they are very worried. And there is a strong suspicion that Rishi is in his own bubble. I mean, it's difficult not to be when your family is a billionaire family. And he doesn't really appreciate some of these basic things that ordinary people, you, me, and all those other millions of people in this country find important. So let's not talk about, why should we why should it be appropriate for businesses to have to accept cash? Ask the other question, why is it appropriate for the public to be refused the right to use their cash, which they've earned fairly and squarely, and now they're being told, hard luck, you've earned it, but you can't spend it? That cannot be right.
There it is. Listen, Ron, it's a great argument. Thank you for your time, sir. Ron Delnevo, who's from the Payment Choice Alliance. Are you team physical cash or are you team digital?